Voting is still underway across Chatham County. Officials are expecting lower turnout than last year's election, which had a highly contested presidential and Senate race on the ballot.
WSAV News 3's Brian Ray joining us live from the Savannah Civic Center tonight with how voter participation has been so far.
Ben and Tina, according to the Board of Registrars, 6,233 people voted before Election Day. Now, that includes people voting in person and by mail early. Now, compare that to last year when 95,000 people voted before Election Day. Experts say the change is dramatic but not unexpected. Officials at the Board of Elections tell me activity has been slow across all precincts so far today. Political science professor Bruce Mallard says it's typical for voter turnout to slack off following an election cycle with a presidential race.
People have a real fixation, if not a preference for presidents and voting in those races. And it even drops off as you get into Senate and Congress and so on. And it's lowest when it gets to municipal elections.
Mallard says the biggest driving factor in turnout is what's on the ballot, but he believes the local races matter just as much, if not more, than the national ones.
These are important to everyday lives. And so I do think it's important to want good leaders in those offices. So maybe we're a little too quick to assume that these are not nationwide offices and therefore not as important.
You have a voice. Let your voice be heard. Vote. Vote today.
Voting advocates have been on street corners across the county all day trying to push more people to the polls.
When you have different concerns about the budget being allocated and different things that you need within your community, you have to vote. Not only on a presidential level, you have to vote on a local level.
While early voting turnout is significantly lower than last year's, Mallard thinks more people may opt to cast their ballot in person this year.
A lot of people voted through the mail last time because they were concerned about going into a big room full of people, handling materials that might have been a problem. And so many people voted through the mail just because they wanted to avoid crowds. And I get the impression people aren't as worried now.
Officials at the Chatham County Board of Elections tell me they won't know how many people voted today until the polls close. If you haven't voted already, you have until 7 tonight to do so. Make sure you bring a ballot ID with you to your precinct's polling place. Live at the Civic Center, Brian Ray, WSAV News 3 on your side.